Good Saturday morning. Good to have you in my kitchen again this morning. We're closed at the restaurant today, and by the way, we are closed on Saturdays and Sundays. I learned, I think, last year when we had to be off some time for COVID, that I really enjoyed my weekends off. So that's just how we started closing on Saturday and Sunday. I think I did 7 days a week for 35 plus years. So I'm really enjoying my weekends off. Okay, one day in the restaurant this week, one of my good friends and customers called me back to her table and she said, "Marie, when are you going to make some chicken and dumplings?" I said, "Well, I tell you what, Dee, I'll make them Saturday." So that's what we're making today is chicken and dumplings. Now, I make mine a little different than most anyone else does. So we're going to start, and normally I would have chicken broth, but today I don't. I'm just using the Swanson chicken broth. I've already put it in my boiler on the stove. I added about a half a stick of butter, and like I told you, I use real butter, so I added half a stick. Now, dumplings is something that you can't really measure out, because if you've got a big family, you want a lot. If you've got a small family, you want a little bit. So this is how we're just going to make a normal bowl today. I have a granddaughter that has 5 little girls, and they love chicken and dumplings. So when we get through making them today, I'm going to take them to the babies so they can eat dumplings today. But to start with, I use Bisquick. Okay? And we're not going to measure. Just like I told you, we're just going to make up what I think will fit in my broth today. I guess I'm going to end up using close to 4 cups. Okay? And I'm just going to set that aside. And I mix sweet milk with them. Just mix up your sweet milk.
Now how much sweet milk?
I don't measure it. I'm going to show you the consistency that I end up with. So don't start out. I'm going to have to add some more Bisquick already, I see. You can see that might be right since I got it mixed up. You want it kind of thick. You want it mixed good. Now I'm going to cut my water up and let it, or my broth that I'm going to drop them in, I'm going to let it be boiling. Make sure your water is boiling when you drop them in. So you see about the consistency. Just kind of stick to a spoon like that. Now, and I use my fingers in this because there's not hardly any other way you can do it. So we're going to get over here, and my water's boiling. We'll put my spoon in there and get it hot. That'll make them turn loose a little better. And just drop them in. Just dip them out. You don't have to roll them out. Don't have to do anything. Just dip them in.
Show them how much you put in a spoon.
Okay. About that much.
Okay.
You know.
Just depending on how big.
Every once in a while, if it starts sticking to your spoon, just put your spoon down in there, get it wet, and it'll do fine. As you drop them in, your boiling will slow down a little bit because they're cold, but that's okay. I think I'm gonna have just about enough to make a good pot of dumplings for my babies. And it doesn't take them long to cook.
You don't want to stir though, right?
No, if you just kind of do like I did, just kind of move them around. But no, you don't want to heavy stir them.
They'll tear them apart.
Yeah. And I could probably use a few more in there, but I think I'm just going to leave it like that. Have them kind of juicy today. Because they're going to boil down as they cook. You see how they're boiling down? And you notice they aren't tearing all to pieces. You just pick up one, see? Now I could probably put some more in here, but I think I'm just going to let that be it. They're going to be a little juicy. I don't know, I may need to, it won't take them long. Yeah, these are going to be a little juicier than I like. I might mix up just another couple. Like I told you, this is not something you measure. You just kind of fix up what you need. And these may be a little juicier, but that's okay too. Just as long as they'll fall off of the spoon good. Let's just go ahead and drop a few more in. Just so those babies will have plenty. And it won't take them long to cook. Look at there. Don't those look good?
Ooh, yes, ma'am.
Now we're just gonna let them simmer. I'm gonna cut them down just a little bit, maybe on medium high. Now I had them on high because you want your water boiling when you drop them in. But can you hear them? They're getting a little thicker.
Now, how can you tell when they're done?
Well, you can cut one open, and you know there's nothing worse than a dumpling that's not done. So you can kind of cut one of the bigger ones open and see, and you see it's not taking them long at all. See how they're coming up? And I'm gonna cut one in two in a minute and show you the inside. Now I use Bisquick in this one, but you can also use a biscuit mix, like a Pioneer biscuit mix or any type of biscuit mix. And that's really what we used to do them with Bisquick all the time at the restaurant. And then I started buying a biscuit mix, and it has little flakes of butter in it, and it makes really good dumplings. So it's just whatever you have handy. Now a lot of people make up their biscuits to make dumplings. I've never cared for the biscuits in the dumplings. All right, let's look at this one right here. You see how pretty that is? Now we're going to cut that one in two. And I'm going to show you what it looks like on the inside when it's done. That one likes just a little bit because we still got just a little bit of raw dough right there. But it won't be long. And like I said, you don't stir them as such, you just kind of shake them up. And I'm just going to cut my eye off. And by the time it finishes simmering, they'll be done. Now don't that look good? All right.
Can you overcook them?
Well, I don't know. I guess you can. But I'm going to show you now. Let me get right here, Delane. We're going to put some salt and pepper. And you can salt your beforehand. And remember, you know I talk about pepper a lot. Pepper really gives something a good flavor. And especially dumplings. So you want to put a good bit of pepper. Right? And instead of stirring them, just kind of shake them. Okay? Now look at there. Aren't those things pretty?
Ooh, that looks good.
I wish you could smell them. Now the other day when I made my chicken and dressing, I didn't use all my chicken, so I put it in the freezer. And I'm just going to take my chicken out of the freezer here and put it in my dumplings. And that's a lot of chicken, but we're going to use it all because I don't have anything else to do with it. So just kind of.
You just don't want to stir it up because
Don't want to stir it, it'll tear up the dumplings. Just kind of mix it in there. All right, let me get a saucer and I'll be right back.
That looks really good.
We're going to dip some out on a plate. Ooh, they look so good, and they smell so good. I just wish you could smell them. Just look at there. Now that is some good dumplings.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? All right, I know my babies are going to enjoy them, and I hope when you make them, Dee, just go right ahead and make you some today and enjoy them, okay? All right, I don't know if I'll be back before the Thanksgiving holidays get here. We're really busy the next 3 days at the restaurant getting catering and orders out. So I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And don't forget to know where your blessings come from. Thank God for your blessings, for the air that you breathe, for the sunshine that we see. We just want to give God the glory for it all. Thank you.